The Chalk and Cheese Show.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Chalk and Cheese Show, hosted by myself, DJ Casper, and DJ Charcol. Tonight we have some very interesting topics, as you may see on Charcol's screen. The first topic, human rights. Oh yeah, he's pointing. Yeah, shit sense of direction and all that. How you been, mate?
Yeah, I've had a really, really good, positive week. We had Linda on last week, as we know. Hopefully, I'm coming through loud and clear. I'm actually live on Instagram as well, which is crazy. So I've got a few people watching. Thank you for everyone watching on Instagram. You may not be able to hear me because I'm going straight off my phone, but that's the way we do things. Crazy week. Job-wise, it's been really, really good, really positive. My home life has gone really, really good. It's first day of Christmas. First day of Christmas, man. And, I'm getting a little bit excited this year. Last year, obviously, COVID ruined everything. But this year, we're starting to see a little bit of a change, but people are still talking about COVID. We're a year, nearly 2 years on now, and it's still affecting us in some little way. So I feel so rude, but how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm buzzing actually because of all this new COVID talk. It fires me up, fire in my belly, and yes. There's a lot to discuss on my part with COVID and the new is it called Oricom or Oricom fucking variant, whatever.
I think they just make it up. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle variant to come out, and Michelangelo popping up and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. But yeah, all good, mate. Can't really complain. Yeah, like you say, first day of December. Shit, where's the year gone? December already. And crazy. 23 days to Christmas Eve until the big day, to the big man comes down your chimney, which I find very, very strange. Always have.
He ain't coming down my chimney. Tell you that now.
I mean, I haven't even got a chimney, so I'm quite grateful for that.
You are, yeah. You've got a lovely house, mate. You have. I've been over your house, and it's a lovely house. But moving on from Christmas, I guess this kind of comes to one of our jingles that we've got. Last week I got really excited, or was it the week before, about these jingles, and it kind of goes with the next segment. Christmas does that we're talking about. So
it's time for the What's Wrong With That segment.
So what's wrong with this? So the topic this week, the What's Wrong With That segment, I think we should talk about Christmas still. So over here, I don't know about you, Casper, down south, fairly dirty down south. We have Christmas stuff in stores around about August, and I don't know, it's starting to get a bit silly now. I think what shops are going to start doing in a few years' time is just leaving the Christmas decorations in the store. Don't worry about putting them away, packing them in boxes, and just might as well have Christmas, 365 days a year. It's just getting a bit silly, I think. I don't know, what are your thoughts? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with putting fucking Christmas decorations up in August? See, look, you get me started already, mate. We're only 5 minutes into it, and fucking hell. Okay, all right, compose myself now.
Entertain the kids for like half a year.
Entertain the kids. Take them to the park. Take them to the park. They don't need to see Santa in summer. The Santa should be hibernating. He should be sleeping. His little elf should be sleeping. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So down south, mate, is completely different. By the middle of November, there are things in shops. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Christmas music towards the end of November in shops. I went shopping last weekend, and it wasn't even Mariah Carey that come on. It was something else. But the thing that annoys me around Christmas, another edition of the Chalk and Cheese Show. Hello. Um,
What was that?
that's what I sound like on playback. It's brilliant. So, um,
Fucking hell.
yeah, I love the sound of my own voice, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what?
Where
You
was
do
I?
that every single show we're on.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me this time. It's not me this time. I promise.
Well, it's not me. It's not
It must be the tech guy.
tech guy. Tommy the tech
Wasn't
guy.
me.
Tommy Techers.
Yeah, but what annoys me with Christmas is every single radio station that you listen to, it doesn't matter which station you listen to, it's the same songs every single year, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, and it annoys me. Like, how many times do I have to listen to Wizard? How many times do I have to listen to Slade? How many times do I have to listen to Cliff? How many times have I got to listen to Mariah Carey? And this is all in the space of 4 weeks.
It's in the space of 4 hours. They repeat their songs.
Yeah,
every
well,
4 hours.
It's so that's what's wrong with that. That's what's wrong with advertising Christmas so early. And I've noticed that the Christmas adverts at the big companies this year, they've released their adverts quite early, haven't they? Maybe because they're worried about the whole COVID thing. See, I could easily go in. I could easily go into COVID from this conversation, but that will come later. But yeah, even I think M&S and like the big firms, they were their advert was on telly like 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and I don't even watch telly, but I know that. And so yeah, it's a bit of a that's what's wrong with that.
That's what's wrong with that. Guys, I'm going to cut the Instagram live feed, but yeah, we've had a few viewers, so thank you very much. Obi-Wan joined us on Insta, and Martin UK Carp. I'm thinking he's one of your friends, Tom.
Who?
Me? Who?
Oh, I'm busy behind the scenes, mate.
What's Tom doing? Is he painting his nails?
Yeah, mate, might as well be.
This is why
Yeah,
we have
mate,
Tom on
I'm
the show.
sharing.
It is called Martin Carp UK. So yeah, I've come off the live feed. It's just it's great, but it doesn't allow me to do anything on the phone. And if you are a regular, and I'm sure you are, we are constantly on our phones because things change all the time. And you know what? We could be talking about, well, I don't know, the price of meat, and then next minute meat just plummets. So we just want to keep up with the times. So yeah, the phone's back in its holder. Maybe I should have just left it there instead of sticking it over there. But anyway, so yeah, decorations up already. I don't know. With me, I'm a traditionalist. I like to keep things. You know, Christmas time is all about traditions, or even creating new traditions. I know when living in Australia, my mum's English, and she still cooks a turkey on Christmas. Even though it's 40-degree heat, she'll be sweating. We'll all be sweating because we're sitting there with the oven on full, you know, to 180 degrees, and we're just like, come on, Mum, give it up. You know, why can't we just have a prawn salad and be done with it? But yeah, one of our traditions, I'll ask you the same question, Casper.
Mm-hmm.
One of our, I don't know whether it's weird because we used to do it over in Australia, but a lot of people go to the beach on Christmas Day, and they have their Christmas, you know, day around the beach. And I guess it's Australia; things are hot and you know, it's really stinking hot. So you cool down, you just go and take a dip. But one of our kind of traditions is that we used to have croissants in the morning with prawn salad, like prawn cocktail. This is for breakfast. I know, stupid combination. But we used to get like a bottle of spumante, and it's like a sweet wine. And we used to all just get hammered in the morning. And by about lunchtime, the turkey's in the oven. We used to just be flaked out. No doubt, we all used to have a little bit of sleep around lunchtime because we were always drunk. So we're hammered, and we'll just lie there, and when we wake up, turkey will be done, and we'll start again, start drinking again. But I don't know whether that's weird or that's just us. I don't know. Any other family will eat prawn salad for breakfast.
Oh, mate, to be fair, my traditional Christmas breakfast, ever since I've been with the missus, which is 8 years now, we have fried lamb with pita bread and hummus and carrot sticks and cucumber sticks and everything like that. So yeah, for Christmas Day dinner, for breakfast. Sorry, we have half a leg of lamb.
Wow.
I fry it off, and we munch it with pita bread with shitloads of olive oil, loads of pepper. Really, really good, really good.
Yeah,
And it sets you up for the day. It does set you up for the day, because then we have like Christmas dinner around 4:30 ish, and then that sets us up for the evening. So we've had our bellies are full, loads of capacity for alcohol without being sick in the morning.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great.
And do you have
loads
like,
of heavy food?
do you have a massive family gathering? Do you have like try and squeeze everyone into kind of one little sitting, or do you spread it out through the day where, obviously, you've got two families. I don't have that privilege over here. I've just got, my partner's family. But yeah, do you try and fit every single person in kind of that one sitting, or do you space it out?
No. So generally, Christmas Eve, I tried to see my family, but being a chef, I'm working Christmas Eve. It's majorly busy. And then Christmas Day, we have our family, like my family, and then people might come over for dinner and stuff like that. Boxing Day, this is where we kind of venture out essentially and go visit other family members that we haven't seen over Christmas. So we try to kind of spread our time out a little bit for everyone. Really, it's a bit hard with two kids, as you probably know, mate. Like carting two kids around and like here, there, and everywhere, but everybody wants to see them. So yeah, Christmas is pretty manic in my house. As I can imagine, it's manic in loads of people's houses as well. So yeah, we're no different, to be fair, apart from we have half a leg of lamb for breakfast.
Wow.
That's it.
Well, that just sounds amazing. Better than my prawn salad, I think. Yeah, nothing worse than trying to stomach a prawn salad first thing in the morning. But it was just weird. We used to do it, and it's just, I just think about it now, thinking, why, what, how did this start? I don't know. But my mum still to this day, right, when she cooks turkey, even though I'm living in the UK now, right, she would call me up on Christmas Day. Are you doing turkey, Simon? Yeah, I'm doing turkey. Are you doing stuffing? It was all about the stuffing. No matter. Don't worry about the turkey. Turkey was just like a compliment, like a condiment to the stuffing. So my mum used to go, "All right, how'd you cook it? Did it taste as good as mine?" That's all the time. Mum said, "Did it taste as good as mine?" I'll be like, "I don't know, Mum. I got the recipe from you, so I'm thinking it just tastes exactly the same." Yeah, but did you do it this way? And I'll be like, "Yeah." Nah, it wasn't as good as mine. I bet you. Nah, it wasn't as good as mine. Yeah, okay, Mum. It wasn't as good as yours. I think that's what she wanted.
Yeah, I mean, before, okay. So before we get into the first subject, should we have a song? Because I'll play it. It's fine. Damien Lee is currently painting at the moment.
Yes.
He could be painting his nails, his toenails. He could be painting his missus' nails. Well, we don't know. But he's taken time out to listen to the Chalk and Cheese show, which is absolutely fantastic. Damien never lets us down anyway, does he? Let's be fair. So I'm going to get into this one. It's a bit of a different one from me to start off with, because I feel a little bit nostalgic all of a sudden, like towards the early 2000s, growing up, and one of the biggest bands in the world. And they are a UK based band. So I'm just going to let them do the talking now, and after we'll get straight into the first subject. So good evening to everyone locked in on Facebook.
Yes.
We will be playing a tune, and then we'll get straight into the nitty gritty. Okay.
You're tuned in to the Chalk and Cheese Show with DJ Charcol and DJ Casper.
So it looks like Casper's song that he was getting all nostalgic about, he got a bit excited and it's not playing. So, yeah, here it comes. Nope.
Sorry, mate. What was that?
Yeah, you got a bit of nostalgic, but his song's not playing. So what I'll do, I'll throw a track on, because I don't think we can hear yours.
It's definitely playing. 100%. Tell me if you can hear me.
It's very much in and out.
No. Oh, okay.
Let me play a track, and this one's called "Rolling" by Burna Boy, and he's a UK artist for all the American listeners.
The very first day of summer, all rolled out in a Hummer Bay. Me and my people be rolling. Dreaming on you and your homies. Me and my people be rolling. All chromed out in a Hummer Bay.
I'm like, whoa, nah. She want wine with the boss. Why can't I spark in the dance? Champagne, not wine, that's classic. Nah. We don't have to go to the bar. Smoke, but I don't smoke in my car. Just done 200 on the autobahn. Like, came a long way from the slum. Straight out of Birmingham. Glass full of rum. Gal want share pum. It's for the lads, I don't really want none. Rolling. Whole of the gang, them patrolling. I'm in the dance with my coat in. I ain't Casper, I just said it. Now I'm floating.
Me and my people be rolling. Dreaming on you and your homies. Me and my people be rolling. All chromed out in a Hummer Bay.
Yo, this drip on my neck make me feel like I'm under the sea. Better believe I'm tryna ride bareback if I see say the pum clean. Cause I'm a frame. I make your girl go wild if I show her my new technique. Boom deep, come in a different league. I make it sound like a beat. And man I beat the pum like a drum. Gudu gum. In the room, no clothes, only shoes. Jimmy choose, give me pum. 4 gal a day minimum. Rolling. Big money stacks I'm holding. Gelato 41 I'm rolling. Only the facts I told them.
Me and my people be rolling. Dreaming on you and your homies. Me and my people be rolling. All chromed out in a Hummer Bay.
Fred again. Rolling. Whole of the gang, them patrolling.
Keep it locked on to the Chalk and Cheese Show.
Yes. So that was Burna Boy rolling, and I didn't. You know what? Totally forgot about the sample in there, R. Kelly, and I know how much you love R. Kelly.
No. It's not R. Kelly. That's not R. Kelly. It's mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and my people be rolling. That's Montel Jordan.
Montel Jordan. How did I get it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I should know this because my Instagram account. I don't know if you've seen that video that I put together. That's Montel Jordan. So I only did that yesterday. So how have I got this wrong? Sorry. R. Kelly, anyway, stay away from him. Maybe I'm just trying to wind you up really early.
Yeah, maybe. So we have an exclusive.
No.
For you. No, mate. No. It has to be done because this shit is fucking fire. It is pure fucking boom.
Wait.
It is like,
let me just receive it first.
oh mate, I can't. No. I'll even play it. I'll play it directly from the source that it was sent to.
I've got it, man. I've got it. You keep talking. I'm gonna load it up. You keep talking.
So basically, the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've been doing like an unsigned artist show, and there's 2 guys on there, especially. One of their names is High Noble, real name Brian Grimes, and we have Obi-Wan. Now, these guys have never met before the Chalk and Cheese show, so we are actually fucking like really pumped and gassed about this particular song, because look, Brian's on the Facebook straight away. So as I was just saying, Brian Grimes, aka High Noble, and Obi-Wan, they have teamed up together, and they have just produced pure fire. Now, when I tell you I'm going to try and get this played on every single station, because it's that good. It needs to be heard by like the masses. Two American guys, absolutely great, down to earth guys. I don't want to even talk anymore because I want to hear this tune. So imagine T-Pain and who's the best person to kind of compare Obi-Wan to?
He's a bit of everything. We had him on the show a few weeks ago, didn't we?
This. Sorry, guys, because we will get into our subjects, but I'm just super excited because I was bugging them because they've been sending little teasers to us all day, and I'm like, come on, send it, and we have a finished product. So, Charcol, are you ready?
Keep going, man, because it went to the chalk and cheese email, but now I'm going to have to drop it on mine. So just give me a couple of minutes. I'll tell you what. Let's move on to our next subject.
Okay.
I think we should do that. It gives me a little bit more time. So I did have COVID, but we've kind of touched on COVID a little bit. And
No. We haven't touched on COVID yet. We haven't. No, I haven't had my word about COVID yet. Right. To whoever's listening, please do share to every single group that you're a part of, because these messages need to be heard, and my opinion needs to be heard tonight because COVID has just fucked me off massively this week, and so has that blonde-haired fucking div. Pissed me off massively. Okay. First things first. Yes, it's winter. So we have to expect COVID to be around, and is going to be around a lot worse. Now there's this whole new variant, the Omicron variant, that was established in 8 African countries. The main one being South Africa. So 2 people come home from South Africa with this variant into the UK. Now, one of them was in Nottingham, one of them was in Brentwood or Chelmsford. There was very mixed messages anyway. So if you guys are familiar and you're listening in the UK, then you should know where these places are. So I don't live too far away from Chelmsford, so it's a bit like, whoa, okay, the new variant, yay. Yeah, so it's not too far away from me. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll accept it. It's a new variant. And like it was bound to happen. Okay. And then the other night I was watching the news, and you've got that blonde-haired div on the news. That's all you can fucking hear because you can't understand the fucking word the twat says. He was like, yeah, we're really gonna our main aim is to boost the jab. 6 million people in 3 weeks. Piss off, mate, you fucking div. It's not gonna happen. That is not gonna happen at all. Regarding boosters, a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, we must get boosted because then if we do catch this new variant, that's going to spread like fucking shit around flies. We're not going to be affected, blah 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 blah. Lies, and more fucking lies from the government. It is stupid, absolutely stupid. They've even turned around and said that whether you've been jabbed or not, they don't know how successful the vaccine is against this new fucking variant. So why are you trying to the booster program? It doesn't make sense. You're just going to be spending more of the taxpayers' money on a booster program that you don't know whether the vaccine that's already been introduced and like fucking 15 million people have had even works against this new variant. It's stupid, absolutely stupid. So basically they're saying that this injection or this fucking jab or vaccine, whatever you want to fucking call it, is pointless. It's useless because they don't know how it's going to react. They just don't know whether it is going to protect you or not. So in my opinion, the government have forced or enforced the fact that people must be jabbed because otherwise they can't do this and they can't do that and they can't do this and they can't do that. Okay. And then they're saying, yeah, let's get booster jab because 2 jabs isn't enough anyway. So I'm like, I thought to myself, like, I've got a letter. I can show you the letter. The letter's on my fridge. Oh yeah, hello, Mister. Hello, blah 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 blah. Yeah, we noticed that you can have your booster jab now if you want it. Fuck off. I'm not putting any more of that shit in my body because they don't even know whether it can protect you from shit. People that have been triple jabbed are still getting COVID.
Yeah.
So how effective is this actual jab? Because they're saying, oh, what was it, 95% effective? That the fact that
It's less.
you can still contract COVID, but it might, but the side effects might not be as bad.
Yeah.
Okay, but people are still dying even though they've been double jabbed, triple jabbed. So what is actually in it that's protecting us? What's actually in it that's protecting us? Because I would love to know. I would literally love to know. And this is the reason why I'm not having a fucking booster jab. People can call me selfish. They can call me a cunt. They can call me anything they want. I'm not getting it. I will publicly air that right now. I am not getting booster jab because I've already been jabbed twice, and that should be sufficient enough. If I'm honest, and they're closing the people that are coming into the country. I don't know why they didn't do this the fucking first time because they're fucking divs. People that are coming into the country now have to, whether they've been double jabbed or not, still have to self-isolate for 10 days until they get a negative result from their PCR test. So the government are raking in money from the PCR test as it is, and I can see what they're doing. I can actually see what they're doing, because if people want to come over to this country, then they have to self-isolate regardless of how many times they've been jabbed. So the government is saying, right, you have to self-isolate anyway. So I think the government's plan is to try to deter people from coming over to the UK. Is that going to happen? No. People are still going to come to the UK regardless. And I think Simon's toddled off because he just thinks I'm going to ramble on about it. But I would love to know what other people's views are about it. Like, I don't know whether my views are like literally too strong regarding COVID and the whole system around it. Simon,
Okay.
what do you think, mate? Because I personally think it's a shambles, mate. It's a shambles.
Mate, have a look at the screenshot behind me. So human rights, obviously, everyone's got a choice. It's a bit like veganism, right? Everyone's got a choice to be a vegan. Everyone's got a choice to do what they want, because the choice you made, the bed you lay, right? I just made that up. It sounds cool. But yeah, so everyone's got a choice. What I don't like is being enforced on that choice, whether it's a COVID jab, whether it's eating what I want. It kind of takes away that human right, that my right to make a decision. Now, for people to tell me I have to do something, that means they don't trust in me. They don't have faith in my own personal choices. So for me, I will personally probably get a boost jab. I know what you're saying. I exactly know what you're saying. The only reason why I'll probably get it.
I'm not going to judge you, mate, just because you want to get a boost jab.
Yeah.
I don't judge anybody that does it. I'm just saying that I personally won't get one because they're saying that the vaccine that's already been injected, the Pfizer and the Oxford one, isn't effective enough. This new mutation of COVID is apparently got like 35 different aspects to it. I like more than the Delta variant,
because it probably won't protect you from that new strain, so to speak. But this is where I flip it. I'm thinking logically ahead now.
Okay.
I think the people that don't do the booster jabs, that don't do the top ups or whatever, they're going to come down hard on those people. So you're going to have restrictions on, visiting shopping centres or going out to the pub. So you watch this passport, it got benched, didn't it, over here? Going out and having a passport showing that you're double jabbed or whatever. So that got benched. I reckon that's going to be reintroduced. If COVID still keeps ramping up, they're going to say, nope. Let's force people, like they did. They forced people to go get jabs. Otherwise, you can't go to a concert. Remember the first concert they had in Liverpool?
Yeah, I mean, it's control. That's all. Yeah. That's all it's about, mate. Is controlling. That's it. Because I actually saw a video on Facebook, and the guy made so much sense. He was like, right. So the government are enforcing all these laws and all these rules and all these expectations that what we should do, and because the government technically, whatever country that you live in, the government works for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't work for the government work for us. So if whatever country that you live in, if people are so say if restaurants have to close down and then they can't reopen, then we're relying on government handouts. So technically the government are in control of you now, because without that government handout, you'll lose everything. Like you won't be able to eat, you won't be able to afford the roof over your head and stuff like that. So this is what I think it all comes down to, mate. At the end of the day, do I believe that there potentially will be another lockdown? Yes, I've had this conversation near enough every single day in work, because where I work, unfortunately, a couple of my staff are self-isolating at the moment. So
do you think we're going to limp through Christmas?
I think the government aren't stupid, even though Boris is a stupid idiot. He's not stupid. I think what he's going to do is he's going to allow people to have Christmas, New Year's, say bye-bye to New Year's, because nothing's going to be happening New Year's Eve. Believe that.
Tom, I know you got your mind ready, mate. What were we going to say?
Sorry.
I was going to say, I reckon that we'll probably get it through, as you say, get through Christmas. But yeah, I think there's things they're still not telling us. You know.
Tom, 100%, mate.
Definitely.
I think what the government are going to do is they're going to allow people to spend their money for Christmas. So as much money can be pumped back into the economy as possible. Then as soon as that's done, boom, that's it. Lockdown, here we come. On Saturday, there were 2 cases, right? Now there's about 36 cases. And we're on Wednesday.
Where's these numbers come from? Like all of a sudden, there's just...
We're on Wednesday.
And that's it.
How many are we up to, sorry?
About 34, 36.
So there was
something like that.
There, I thought it was 16 or something. So we doubled that. But, you know, look at the population levels over here.
Yeah. But then all it takes, mate, so say if one of them or 10 of them are asymptomatic.
Yeah.
And they don't have any symptoms.
Yeah.
But they felt a bit crap in themselves, or they haven't felt crap, but work saying, right, you have to take a test every single day before you start work. Like I have to take a test every day before I even start work.
Wow.
So if that is the case and they haven't had any symptoms, but they've come up positive, then they've just gone about their daily lives, mate, for about 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, a week. It could have been.
And that's how easy it is to spread it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this geezer Javid, whatever his fucking name is, mate, the health secretary, he's just as bad as fucking useful as a wet tissue, isn't he? Let's be fair.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's useless, mate. He's absolutely useless. He's saying, oh yeah, everybody can have a lovely Christmas. Piss off, mate. You might be able to have a lovely Christmas, but I don't think that the people in the UK, mate, will be having a nice Christmas. And that's my opinion. I don't know any inside scoop or anything like that. I fucking wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, but you know what? How many people are going to listen to these new rules? Like, it's Christmas. Who's going to listen? I honestly don't think people are going to care. They're just going to do what they want.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with you, Tom. I think we've relaxed so much that I even like at work, for example, introducing a simple thing like mask wearing. People are like, well, I didn't wear one last week, so what's the difference? Yeah,
they've literally only brought it in this week as well, so mandatory
people
to wear
are
it
just
all shops.
so used to living kind of a little bit of a normal life. I wouldn't say fully, life, but So the good news is, let's kind of put that little dismal topic on the bench for a little bit.
Mate, but it's a hot topic at the minute, and
we can
it
make
needs
a
to be
whole
spoken
show.
about, right? It needs to be spoken about because I reckon loads of people have loads of opinions about it, and as much as people don't want to go into lockdown, people have to kind of use their brains and say to themselves, right, what's more important? The health of everyone or money? Come on, mate. It's a no-brainer. The fucking hell. If you have another 20, 30,000 people that die over winter, combined with COVID and normal flu, then potentially we're looking at 100,000 deaths this winter. That's 100,000 people that then can't contribute to the economy. Now, I'm not about the economy, mate, but this is the way that the government must look at it. Like, if they have 100,000 people that have lost their life due to flu or COVID, then that's 100,000 less people that can contribute in the economy, pay taxes, etc., etc. So if they want the economy to stay strong, lock the fucking country down. Lock it down for as long as it needs.
Sooner rather than later.
Exactly. They're saying, oh, yeah, we won't know anything until like 3 weeks'
Christmas
time.
Day, basically.
Well, yeah, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? That's Christmas. That's Christmas. What they're going to do on Christmas Day, there's going to be a public announcement to say, oh, yeah, by the way, from today, we're fucking locking down. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me one little bit if that happened.
I reckon give it till Christmas Day, and I reckon probably 2 days afterwards. I reckon that'll be it. I reckon.
What do you reckon they'll kind of allow us to have Christmas and then?
I reckon allow it, and then they'll lock it straight afterwards. It's going to happen. You've got to prepare for the worst.
Yeah. And that's what it's about, mate. Like I'm already. I wouldn't say I've got a survival kit ready because that's a bit extreme, but but I do want to put kind of like some plans in motion and put the wheels in motion. Where if that is the case, then we need to prepare. We need to prepare. The Chalk and Cheese show, mate. That can air fucking every single day.
Well, exactly.
That's not a problem during lockdown, or at least 3 times a week. That we can do this. Because otherwise we'll just be bored at home, not being stimulated, and we get to talk to the good people of the world. So for me, it's kind of a win-win. There are advantages and there's disadvantages of lockdown.
Yeah, definitely.
But for me, it's all about keeping people safe. That's what it's all about. And having a booster jab or having your first vaccine or your second vaccine, is that going to keep you safe? Because they've openly said that we don't know whether this vaccine can keep you safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but will the booster jab though? Is that going to be good against
everyone? Because it's exactly the same jab as the first one and the second jab.
Just because it's the booster jab,
yeah, I mean, but this is what I'm saying. Just because it's a booster jab, it doesn't mean that there's a special ingredient in there that's going to fucking put like a human bubble over you to say, oh yeah, I'm absolutely exempt from COVID. I understand why people are getting the booster jabs. I totally get it, because some people have to. They have vulnerable family members who are very vulnerable to even the common cold, not alone COVID. So I get it. I get why people are having the booster jabs, but it's just my personal choice not to. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's what that little big sign behind me says. It's human rights, so it's your own right to make your own decisions. But yeah, let's do something a little bit more lighthearted. I know you're really, really passionate about this topic, and but yeah, I'm passionate as well. Obviously, I'm stuck in the UK. I have a 1-year-old son who's never seen his grandma because of COVID. And that's just me. There's like thousands and thousands, millions of people that are in the same boat, with the same struggles. And it just seems like deja vu. Here we go again. How long is it going to be? But yeah, let's kind of get something uplifting on the show.
Yeah, man. I mean, I cannot wait to hear this track, because this track,
Shut
mate.
the fuck up and let me play then.
Sorry, man. Sorry, but I can't wait, man. Come on, let's play the track. Run the track.
Let's
run the
listen
track.
up first. So yeah, we got dropped this track tonight, fresh off the press.
Literally half an hour ago.
Well,
That's how fresh it is. It's fresher than grandma's biscuits in a tin, mate. It's still steaming.
Exactly, so fresh that we couldn't get Casper to shut up so we can play it. But yeah, sorry Casper, you know I love you. But yeah, this is a collab. As we said, these guys just met because we brought them together, didn't we?
Yeah,
this was us.
Friends now.
But anyway,
Friends.
yes, the track title is called Control. Now this is Obi-Wan featuring High Noble and it's an Angry Boy collaborative. Let's do this, hey?
Yeah, she be like, wait, she be like, go. When we get together, we be out of control. She wanna ride the boat, I can feel the wave. Beating it down, I'ma put it in the grave. I'm in control, oh, 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 oh. I'm in control, oh, oh, control, oh, oh. Yeah, she be like, wait, she be like, go. When we get together, she be out of control. She wanna ride the boat, I can feel the wave. Beating it down, I'ma put it in the grave. Yeah.
I won't say nothing, mama, take it to the grave. And of course I'm going down along this shave. I'm old school, candlelights when you bathe. And Destiny's Child wants you to say my name. I'll admit I'll never trip if I do fall. You be living your best life, little do fall. Them red hills got you looking a bit tall. Let the towel fall, baby, I wanna see it all. Yes, your boy season, no salt and pepper. I'll give you a couple reasons why I'll do it better. If that time of the season cut it for the weather, and trust me, you'll wanna leave when it comes together. Ha, we got them bottles and them blunts lit. New era, tell that shorty fit. She got the mega knees and shorty real thick. We about to have a good time, shit gonna be lit. So come on, mama, I got a lot in store for you, mama. Let's cut the club short and ignore all the driving in the morning. I could call you an Uber, mama.
Yeah, she be like, wait, she be like, go. When we get together, we be out of control. She wanna ride the boat, I can feel the wave. Beating it down, I'ma put it in the grave. I'm in control, oh, 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 oh. I'm in control, oh, oh, control, oh, oh. Yeah, she be like, wait, she be like, go. When we get together, she be out of control. She wanna ride the boat, I can feel the wave. Beating it down, I'ma put it in the grave. Yeah.
How much can I have? The real question is, how much can I grab? You walk around with that dumb truck for an ass. What had me sitting up front, hands up in the class, What a man gotta do to get a pass? Place an apple on your table as a brother asks. If you keep looking at me the way you do, there's gonna be a scandal up in the class. You know me, I don't follow rules. But back to you, I could tell how you move. You can ride something mean and do it smooth. I have an idea, show me I don't have a clue. Show me what your mama gave you, boo. And I'ma show you what the boy blessed with too. Show you I'm handy with this tool. Niggas missing 8 shots looking like fools. Now all I wanna do is get close to you. Start a conversation like you want me to. And since I'm an artist, when I hear that tune, you say in high school you used to play the flute.
I'm in control, control, control. I'm in control, control.
Jack Soundbeats.
Fucking
Yes.
fire, mate. Oh my god.
I had to play the horn at the end. I had to play the
Shit.
siren.
Oh mate. Oh what that's a tune. Now that
What a
is a
massive
fucking tune, man.
Do you know what? This is the first time we've heard it, haven't we? We've like heard
Yeah.
snippets because obviously we're part of this group that we chat a lot, and they've been teasing us. Obi-Wan and High Noble, they've been teasing us. They've been dropping little snippets on this.
Mate,
We're
that
like,
is
come on, get it
fucking
together.
ridiculous, man. Believe me, next time I do my radio show, that
Do
tune is being dropped. Like
Do it,
it's
do it.
being dropped. I'm gonna get. We're gonna try to get that tune distributed everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
Like literally, that tune needs to be heard, man. I guarantee that could be played on. Like I say, it could be played on any UK radio station. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. Top 10, minimum top 10.
You know what? Knowing these guys as well, that that we talk about and talk to quite a lot, they'll be going, yeah, but I want to put a little spin on it. I bet you they're saying that. Let's put this.
Yeah,
little
man.
spin on it.
Yeah, let the guys do a remix of it.
It doesn't
Let
need
them
it, but
do
I'm
it.
saying this is
It doesn't need it, but like, just flip the beat, man. Like, let's get the remix
listening.
going.
I know they're listening. Shout out to Obi-Wan, massive track, and High Noble featuring on that. Yeah, it's called Control. Make sure if you hear it playing, make sure you turn it up.
Let me tell you something now. Yeah, if them guys, because I know High Noble, he has the talent. He has the talent to do it. But
Yeah.
I guarantee, if he put like a reggaeton beat behind that, fucking hell, man, that just flips
I
it.
can
That's
see
like,
that.
boom.
I can see that.
That's
You know
gone,
what?
man.
I know he's
That's
listening, man.
gone.
Let's drop that challenge. We pressurize him all the time, and he's
Yeah,
just
man.
like delivers. He delivers. And you know what? These guys here, like, this just collab like bang, it just went. And we've seen these guys going back and forth. Oh, send me that, email me this, do that, and this is how they work. It's just like bang, 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 bang. Let's just fucking hit it.
Yeah, man. I like High Noble is on it already. That he goes, yeah, he's gonna remix it. And he's gonna drop another verse, and
we've got some talented people on this group, and this is we're hiding them away. It's kind of like a little secret, isn't it, at the moment, Casper?
But these are what that type of tune is what these boys can produce. I'm telling you now, they're fucking talented, man.
And you know what? We've got to give respect to, I'll call him the stalwart of the group, Mr. J. Wrights, Jerome. He has to be one of the hardest working people at the moment. He's the spoken poet. And look, I like him. We had him on his show, didn't we? And I liked him.
He's like the smooth criminal of the poet world. That's where he is, man. That's where he is.
He is, man. Every time on the Instagram, if you follow him, right, you can follow Obi-Wan on Instagram as well. I think it's 2020. We'll get, I think, High Noble's Grimy on Instagram, and Jay Wrights is Jay Wrights. So make sure you follow these guys on Instagram as well. Speaking of Instagram, we have got our own Instagram account now. So yeah, give us a like, give us a follow as well. And also, fresh. I keep using that word tonight. So sorry guys, we're a bit silly tonight. Must be the caffeine. But so we've got a new YouTube account. So this was set up last night. So we're going to be dropping all of our shows that we've done over the last 2 months. Every single Wednesday we're doing this. So all our shows are going to be on YouTube for you to follow us.
And obviously with the permission from the artist,
yes.
Hopefully they'll allow us to drop their track on. You guys need to do a music video for that. Believe me, guys, please. Like, I don't care how long you guys have to drive. Just meet halfway, pick a location, and just smash the shit out of a fucking music video for that, because that's God. Like that tune is golden. Yeah. If it's heard in the US, if it's heard in the UK, if it's heard in Europe, trust me, that's fresh.
Yeah,
that is fresh. And I don't mean that in the terms of they've just done it today. That's fresh. That's a fresh sound. That sound is fresh, and it's refreshing to hear. It's actually refreshing to hear.
And do you know what? I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were asking a little bit about myself. And do you know how things are going with you and I, Casper? Like our work life is crazy. Our external life is even more mental at the moment. And look, we've got big plans in the future. So come 2022. You watch the Chalk and Cheese show, and look, I'm not just saying that. I've probably said that once before, but look, Tom's smiling. He's got a little bit of a snippet of what's happening, and let me just say one thing. We are going to do something that will take us from this level here to this level here. We've already been talking about, Casper and I, about taking the Chalk and Cheese show and branding it as Chalk and Cheese Entertainment. That's just a snippet. Casper and I, we talk 24/7, right? And we've got lots of hopes. We've got passion. We've got drive. And only Tom's involvement as well. We can make this happen. And
who knows? We might even make the trip to stateside next year.
Well, hey, do you know what?
Just say it.
Smiling because you guys are probably thinking, "Nah, you guys are full of shit." But hey, what we've got planned is on the cards, but we can't drop it yet. Look, I'm just saying, make sure you follow us. If follow us on Insta, follow us on YouTube, we will drop it, and hopefully we'll do it before the new year. What we got plans coming up. We want to keep it under wraps, obviously.
So we're not mentioning that we're interviewing Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre in the new year.
You're a dickhead. Why'd you go and do that for?
Oh shit! Sorry, guys. I just let the cat out of the bag. No. I'm fucking with you. It'd be great if we could interview Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. That'd be absolutely great. But yeah, that's not going to happen.
This is along those lines. So but we can't say anything yet. Look, we're still building that connections at the moment, and this, as I said, this can take off. And that's where we want to go with it. And we want you guys to join us on this journey. Like, we've got people that have watched us from day one.
Damien being one of them.
Yeah, and that's what we've taken, me and you, Casper, who just talk about absolute shit sometimes, and then we talk about really hard-hitting topics. We do everything. And look, this just proves that track that just came out. This is something that we were involved in, and we try and make things happen. We try and change things, and we're just going to keep going, keep grinding. Like Jay writes, he just grinds hard all the time. I'm going to play his track before the end of the night, but we've got, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Shit,
we've been talking for an hour already. I'm just getting warmed up. I feel like we haven't even spoken about our chosen subject yet.
No, we haven't.
We talk about COVID a little bit, but
I know. Well,
I don't even know. I'd have to listen to this back tomorrow and just actually see what we actually spoke about.
Okay, so we drop one of the subjects now. So, human rights, right? So the government is facing a fight over plans to send asylum seekers to other countries. Now, we all got our own opinions about this. There is a cost factor involved in that. It shouldn't be like that, because obviously, these people, they're seeking asylum. It could be our cousin. It could be, our daughter, our children or our sons. I saw a picture the other day of one of these boats that were crossing the English Channel, and there was a child right at the front of this boat, and he had pure fear on his face, fear of unknown, really. And look, we've all, as I said just before, we've all got opinions on people from other countries landing on England shores or wherever it is, Australia. Look, I'll tell you a little bit of story about Australia and what it was around about 15 years ago this happened. And I don't know if it went worldwide, but it should have, right? We are close to Southeast Asia, and we had a lot of people seeking asylum because there was uproar in a lot of these countries. Jakarta, there was uproar, and these people jumped on little rickety fishing boats and tried to asylum over in Australia. You know what the government did? I'm not joking you. They went out with an army ship and they blew them out of the water. And this is 10, 15 years ago it happened. Like, it seems like it wasn't that long ago. I've got watches 10, 15 years old. And that's the way it was handled back then. Now, they didn't show the scenes of pure bloodshed and all that. All they saw the scenes of, the floating rickety boat being blasted to bits. So yeah, I've got a really kind of strong opinion about people seeking asylum, and it changed most recently. I thought to myself, that could be a family member trying to get here, trying to get away from the, and a lot of these people, do it for a better outcome, a better life. Now, what really should happen is the people that are supplying and funding the boats, because they send these people out on these shitty old boats, and they know, if they die, they die. Who cares? They've got their money, or they've been paid. That's where kind of, I think they should be targeting the people that are trafficking these people over. Look, I think I mentioned this on a show a couple of weeks back. I have a DJ side business, and I was booked into a hotel, and the week before I was supposed to do a gig, it got cancelled. And it got cancelled for the reason that asylum seekers that just landed on the shore, they needed a place to stay, and it was in this hotel. So the government put up this hotel, and they took over the whole hotel, and I can do my gig there. And I was thinking, well, that's money out of my pocket. But then I was thinking, well, I'm being quite selfish, because you know what? I've got the opportunity to go ahead and make money. But these people don't have the opportunity to go ahead and make money. They don't even have the opportunity to have a life sometimes. So my perception has changed. And, you know, look, Casper, we've had conversations about this before, on air, off air, and I know you're very strong and passionate about it. What I have to say is that, and I agree with you 100%, we should be taking care of people that are living here as well, right? You only have to go into major cities now. I go into Leeds, where I'm from, and there's people sleeping rough right now. So the asylum seekers, they were sent over, put into hotels. Why aren't these people that are sleeping rough, that have probably been paying taxes and all their lives, but they've just had a really, really hardship time, and they've fallen on, issues. So why are we not looking after them? That's it.
That's England for you, mate. Unfortunately, it's hard to say, but that's England, and that's our government. Is Boris trying to do everything in his power to not let it happen? Yes. Does it come at a cost? Yes, it does. For me, mate, I'm a firm, right? Okay, let me go from a different angle now.
Yeah.
I understand why people come to this country or want to come to this country. I get it. Okay. They come from war-stricken countries, and they just don't want that life anymore, and they'll do anything and everything to achieve their goal. If that means dying, then so be it. That's because in their opinion, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. They need to get out. So England, I've said it before. England, as the country, is soft. We are too soft. You don't see asylum seekers trying to get asylum in Germany, or let's say what's another, Italy, for instance. The UK has the highest number of asylum seekers in the whole of Europe. What does that tell you? The UK. So that tells me that the asylum seekers, they think, oh yeah, let's go over to England, let's go over to the UK, and we can get an easy ride. When I guarantee, if you speak to one of these far right groups, they'd go in on them. But literally, I totally agree with what you said, though, mate. Why are we not looking after our own?
Yeah,
we need to look after the people in this country. Yeah, I mean, we need to look after people from this country before we look after anybody else.
Yeah,
but that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Ex-servicemen on the streets in the winter, in the cold, no help. Okay, yeah. But like you said, the asylum seekers, the one that's the ones that do make it here alive, it's almost like they get the red carpet rolled out. Do you know what I mean? Again, I totally get why they come over. I totally get it. Totally get it. Yeah. I'm not heartless or anything like that, but I totally get it. But I totally agree with you 100%. Look after the people that have helped build this country, who have fell on hard times and that are homeless, before you support somebody that's just coming over now. So I totally agree with you on that stance, mate.
Yeah. And I was just reading, because you know me, I'm a nerd. I take notes. So Tory MP David Davies has tabled an amendment seeking to deny government powers to offshore asylum seekers. So and it quotes Australia. So what Australia was doing, that they were placing these people that tried to get to Australia in a nearby country, Papua New Guinea. Now, I've told you the cost the other day. So if the Australian government are funding this, and it costs over £2 million, not Australian dollars, per person per year to fund these, these asylum seekers. So we're not talking about, 30,000. I don't know what your salary packet is Casper. We're not talking about £30,000 to fund you throughout the year, because I don't know how much you get, but let's just say 30 grand. 30 grand, you got to pay your mortgage, you got to pay your car taxes, you got to pay your electricity, you got to pay all these little things, right? And here's 2 million per person, 2 million just to fund this asylum seeker. So, I guess that's what sticks in people's throats and minds as well, is that I pay taxes. Why am I paying for that so-and-so to sit comfortably in a bloody hotel while I'm struggling? I'm sitting in the cold with a bloody blanket over my legs because I don't want to turn the heating on because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
It fucking makes sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And straight away your mind starts swaying the other way. I said before when I was chatting, my mind's turning, my mind's turned. And when you start reading figures like that and started bringing in your own personal aspect and personal life, and trying to live off each pay packet, £2 million per person, fuck me.
It's a joke, right?
It goes on. The UK plans are thought to cost 100,000 per person. So not 2 million. Australia's paying 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
How much money? Australia must be fucking loaded. I tell you. Why don't I go back? I should go back there. They got money. I don't know. I'll just be asking the government for a handout. But UK plans are thought to cost 100,000 per person. With the Times reporting that this figure to be 10 times more than the cost of possessing an asylum seeker in the UK. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean,
So it's cheaper to house them in the UK than what the government's trying to do and push the asylum seekers to another country.
again, mate, why are people coming over and being granted houses, accommodation, and people that are born, raised in this country? Or even families that are in a temporary accommodation. Nobody should be in the temporary accommodation. Nobody, especially families. And so I understand why people get wound up.
Yeah,
I totally get it. I totally get it because they see this and but the poster behind you, mate, it's human rights.
Yeah,
it's human rights. But try to look after the people that need to be looked after before essentially spending money on people that are just coming over.
Yeah, Tom, you had something to say before, mate.
No, I was...
You had your mic up. You just showing us your brand new mic?
Yeah, no, I did think about something that just got me.
Did you? Yeah. Well, we're very strongly opinionated, and Casper and I, we come from different angles majority of the time. That's why we get along and we're the chalk and cheese. But yeah, like what you've heard just then with those figures, Tom, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Let's just look after people in this way. £100,000, right? £100,000 per person to send them, offshore. Imagine if we gave.
You give me £100,000, I'll leave the UK in a heartbeat, mate.
Look, yeah, fuck. It just blows my mind. But going on from this, and as well as human rights, there was another subject that I picked up, and this is from the big issue. So for those listening off off in America, and that there's a newspaper, or I wouldn't call it a newspaper, magazine, that it's run by a kind of a charity business, and it's all hard-hitting topics. And the people that sell these kind of newspapers or magazines are people that are struggling as well. So they earn a little bit of coin out of it. And I'll hold my hand up, I've never bought a Big Issue. But do you know what? Reading some of the stuff that's coming out of the Big Issue, I think we should, because it's perfect for our show, Casper. And I think I think I might be purchasing the Big Issue a little bit more. So I looked online at one of the articles, and it was about the Vagrancy Act. So let me tell you a little bit of background for those that don't know what the Vagrancy Act is. So it's an act that was introduced into the English law about 150 years ago. I think it was around about that, maybe a little bit less. But what it is that it allows the power of the government or the police to fine homeless people. So we just talked about people that are struggling, people that are doing it tough on the streets. Now this act allows the government to fine these people. What is the point? These people are probably begging. Yeah, I know. They're begging. And sometimes there's aggressive begging and there's passive. So I can't remember what the MP is trying, the name, but they're trying to abolish this law. And a little bit of background, as I said, so this law was introduced to stop people that returned from the army, from the World War One, stop them begging on the streets. So these people have fought in the war, come back and got absolutely nothing, probably got mental issues, and the only solace they had was to ask people for money, beg on the side of the streets. So they introduced this law, and it's never been stopped. It's still in place now, and I just think it's wrong, because how are you going to find someone that has no money anyway? They're just going to run into the ground. They're gonna be mentally stressed about receiving the fine, how they're going to pay it. I just think some of the laws that have been introduced 150 years ago, they're very outdated. They're not, mental health. We've covered that, Casper, and it was live on our show this afternoon on our Facebook page. So mental health is a massive issue, and it grows as we speak because of COVID and the fear around COVID. So these people, look, I've got one where I work. I've got a gentleman, and he walks around the streets all days and just talks to himself. And, everyone knows him. He's homeless. And you know what? I try to do a little bit of digging. So I know people that have lived in the area for years and years. So I said, tell me a little about this guy. Tell me about him. Apparently, this guy was an absolute fucking genius. A genius. Had everything. And for him to walk around the streets now, talking to himself, that's fucked up. And, it just shows how precious life is at the moment. And that's what makes me think about, these asylum seekers. Travelling across on those rickety boats, right? That's going to scar them. I think the government needs to be at fault. Yeah, I know we blame a lot on the government, and there should be better processes in place to maybe stop these people, because they're coming through countries, obviously, to get to here. Just support them. So that's what I'm saying. And
yeah, I mean,
surely
there's got to be an easier way.
Yeah,
surely.
I don't know.
Right.
I think throwing money at them is not an easier way as well.
No, but I mean, surely there's an easier way of them getting over here.
Do you know what? There's a massive crisis in work shortages across the UK at the moment. There's plenty of jobs out there. For instance, where I work, we did it tough after COVID. There was staff shortages across the whole sector. Why not upskill these people? Use those funds and upskill these people. Get them working in the society. Yeah? Instead of housing and putting in housing, throwing money. You know what? put enough money into it, they'll go away. That issue
This
will
is
go
what
away.
I mean, mate.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. The country's priorities are all wrong.
Yeah.
They're wrong. You're right, mate. Use the money that you're spending on other things and help the people in this country. Put people on courses. Put people on like inductions to companies. Allow people to learn.
Yeah.
Just allow people to learn. That's it. Focus on that more than anything else. Because if people are not learning, then people can't contribute to society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I said it earlier on, if you're not working, then how are you meant to contribute towards society? It's a no-brainer, mate. This is what I'm saying. Like, and I know I give Boris a hard time, but maybe now people understand why I do give him a hard time.
Yeah.
It's an idiot.
Facts and figures, mate. Like when I do some research for the show, I try and get a little bit of facts behind, to support what we're saying. Otherwise, we'll sound silly on air. But yeah, they're pure facts right there. And like I said, with the Vagrancy Act 150 years ago, how is that relevant to today? How is that relevant? Let's just find homeless people, tell them to move on. Here's your fine, try and pay it. And you know what? If they don't pay it, what happens? It spirals, and then they have a court order or I don't know.
Saying that though, mate. Saying that. So some homeless people, of course, they're genuine. They are genuine. They're genuinely homeless. Yeah. Some homeless people I've walked past got better trainers than I have. Do you know what I mean? They're dressed better than then I wouldn't say they're dressed better than me, but they're like, they've got designer stuff, mate, brand new trainers that are costing like over £100. So so you do get scammers out there. You do get scammers that pretend to be homeless. So in a way, it's a catch-22. That's why I never give any homeless people any money. I don't do it. If I do want to get a homeless person something, then I say, what do you need? Tell me what you need. Do you want a sandwich? Do you want a drink?
Fantastic idea.
And then what I do is I physically buy them what they ask for. So say if I'm popping into Greg's, for instance, and there's a homeless person out there, I'll say, you're right, mate. I'll ask if they're all right. And if they go, oh no, I'm really thirsty or I'm hungry or something, then I'll just pop in there and just buy them something, because that's what I'm doing anyway. I'm buying myself some lunch. So why can't I just like buy the guy a sausage roll or I don't know, a cup of tea or something like that? This is why I never give homeless people money, because if they are scammers, then they're done. Do you know what I mean? But you do get some homeless people. They say, no, I don't want food. I want the money. So this tells you one or two things. Okay. Yeah. They're either trying to scam you, or they have an addiction that they need to pay for.
Yeah.
So they'd rather feed their addiction than actually feed themselves.
Yeah, I guess it's sad in itself for them to have an addiction. And
of course. Yeah,
I'm a bit skeptical. What really? The reason why I wanted to talk about this as well is because, my daughter, she turned around to me last weekend and she said, "I feel sorry for people living on the streets." And I said, I appreciate that, and thanks for mentioning it. She goes, I just want to help them. And I went, well, what do you think you can do to help them? And she said, well, if I had money, I'd put him in a house, or I'd put them all in a house. And, it's sad because, you got a 9-year-old growing up witnessing this. And I know, it makes them stronger and shit like that. But, she actually turned around and she said, you know what I'm going to do tonight? Because she was off going out with her mum into York, which is, a city around where I'm from. So she said, I'm going to make them sandwiches. And I thought, fuck. A 9-year-old saying that shouldn't have to say that.
It just goes to show, though, mate, that it just goes to show that you've brought her up well.
Yeah.
That's it. It just goes to show that, like, well, when she grows up, she's going to be a really good human being. And I'm not just saying that because that's your daughter. If you told me a story about a little girl or a little boy who I don't even know, I'd say exactly the same thing.
It's just like what I was trying to get to is that, you know, they shouldn't be saying that. They shouldn't be out of an age where they're going.
Kids are so fucking clever though nowadays, mate. And they're so clever and they're so switched on. And if they see something that they don't like, then look at this Greta Thunberg or Tunworth or the climate activist. Look at her, mate. She's like 16 or 18 or however old she is. But she started at a really young age. So she identified a problem and from ever then, she's progressed and progressed and progressed and progressed and progressed.
Yeah,
it's the same. Who knows, mate? Your daughter, she could be in Greta's situation in the next 5-6 years, mate.
Yeah.
But the fighting homelessness. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
in a way, you're right. The kids shouldn't have to see it.
No,
They shouldn't have to see it, but nobody should have to see it, whether you're a kid or you're an adult. But it's the reality of life. It's the reality of life.
I agree.
Like, and I hate people that are so quick to judge homeless people because they call them tramps. They call them, you name it, they get called, mate. They're not tramps.
And it's
they're not tramps. They're just homeless. You never know what's happened. You don't know what's happened in their life. You don't know whether, I don't know, that they were happily married and either one of them have passed away. They couldn't afford the house. They couldn't afford this and they couldn't afford that and they lost everything. You never know, mate. Like, not every homeless person is a fucking down and out bum. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Some of them probably are, but not all of them are. Everybody has a backstory and it's everyone, and they're human. They're human. Don't fucking treat them like an animal. They're human. If that was you in that situation, would you like somebody to fucking just because you're sleeping rough on the streets? Yes, mate. They get beaten up. They get beaten up just for fun. For fun. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. If you was on the streets, would you want someone to come in and fucking cave your head in? No fucking chance, mate. You wouldn't want to do it. You'd probably be too scared to sleep because you know that that's a possibility. And it's jumped up little people who have been out on a night out in town, pissed up with their mates. Yeah. And I've seen it, mate. I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen guys and I've seen girls do it. Like, they've come out of a kebab shop and the homeless man goes, "Oh, like, can I have something to eat?" And they go, "Oh yeah, I'll finish with that," and just fucking lobs it at them.
Yeah.
And all the food's over them, all the sauce is over them. There's just no need for it. Just give it to them. If you're going to throw it in the bin, just give it to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shocking. Yeah. All right. As I promised, mate. And I think we're going back to the the happy story, and I mentioned his name tonight a few times, and I just feel that, I don't know, there's a bit of a warmth around this guy, and Jay writes, he sent me a track to play tonight, and if anyone wants to send me a track, I will play it. We had Obi-Wan and High Noble collaboration track being played before, so I'm going to get this track on quickly because we've got about 6 minutes left. So he will be absolutely rapt that we're playing this. So he's actually playing at the Apollo Center in a few weeks. So he's really taking off over America. So we had him on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he's doing his thing.
Yeah, it's your boy Jay Wrights. Man, sometimes you have problems and sometimes you just want to give up. But I'm telling you, don't give up. Man, don't give up. Surrounded with problems that never seem to go away. Friends astray. Relationships are like a game to play. Feels like a dark night all day. You know what you do? I want you to drop to your knees and pray. Oh, Father, you didn't have to bother. You saved my life. You have been my problem solver. Here I am on my knees. You heard my cries and answered all my pleas. There was a time greatness is all I strive. Showing faith when people allow you to drive. I am so blessed to be alive. Thank you. Oh, how I am grateful. Using today to change tomorrow. Seeing the light of light instead of sorrow. Don't give up, baby. Don't give up.
Wow, I didn't realise how relevant that song was for tonight.
Wow.
You know what? It's the first time I heard that song because it was he dropped it to me just before the show. But yeah, what a relevant song. Yeah, it wasn't planned like that, but yeah. So look, we're gonna give a couple of shout outs to a few of our listeners that are listening. So Brian Gromes, massive shout out. Damien Lean, as always. Wendy's jumped on as well. That's what I can see. My Facebook is playing up tonight. So I've had a few people jump on Instagram as well. So massive thanks to you guys for watching that short snippet. Yeah, Instagram's doing well at the moment. So yeah, jump across. Make sure you like our Instagram account, and we're trying to be active. We're trying to give a little bit of a snippet of what we do on that show, on that platform. Sorry.
Yeah, because like we say, in 2022, I think we could potentially blow up. But we're gonna see what's written in the stars. Well, I sound like Jay Wrights now. But yeah, chalk and cheese. It's been a journey so far. We've been going for about three months now. I think it might be around 3 months. And we're going to put together a Christmas special next week. Next week's a massive week in my house. I have my son's 5th birthday. Wow. So that should be cool. And then I have my 32nd birthday next week as well. So the show actually airs. The show actually airs the day before my birthday, actually, on the 8th of December. So
cool. Lovely little birthday. So what we want to do, guys, those that have tuned in or going to be watching this back, let's jump on next week because it's going to be a huge show. Yeah, we haven't mentioned it. My bad. One of the topics that we're going to mention tonight, coming up in the new year, we're doing a collaboration, and we put a bit of a snippet out on Instagram. So yeah, we won't go into that, but yeah, it's a little bit of a collaboration from someone over in America.
Yeah, let's just say we're expanding the horizon.
Yeah, we're expanding. But next week, I forgot to mention that we've got a guy who's touring with Riff Raff. And what I suggest you do, jump on YouTube, jump on any platform and type in Riff Raff. And this guy is mental. He's mental. But hey, he gets the audiences. And this guy who's touring with him, I think it's in Baltimore that he's going to be, jumping on prior to Riff Raff jumping on stage, supporting act. Sorry, his name is Early Bird, and he was introduced to us to the Chalk and Cheese a few weeks back. We've listened to his tracks. He's been blowing up on YouTube. Most of his videos hitting 2,000, 3,000. So they're very, very good videos. That he must have a good cinematographer. I hope I said that right. But yeah, so we're having an exclusive interview next week with Early Bird, and we'll ask him questions about the tour. How his involvement, how he got into music. It's been we tried to interview him a couple of weeks back, but yeah, it's been a bit of a long time coming. So make sure you tune in next week for that exclusive and to celebrate Casper's birthday because
Yes.
he needs
Sorry.
a little bit of love.
Sorry. Literally, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've just messaged Linda from last week's show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have actually noticed, but I've noticed it quite a few times, and I'll actually read out the message that I've just sent her. So I've said, "Hi, Linda. I'm doing my show, and I keep seeing a white mist float in front of my camera. Does this mean something?" Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed.
I think I've slightly noticed there's been a bit of a weird.
Yeah, there's just like a little mist floating by.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. The more than once tonight. I literally just saw it now, and yeah, and look, there's literally nothing there. So hopefully she'll get back to me. Because I mean, it's not freaking me out or anything. But it was just it's just weird. I don't know what it can mean. Do I feel something around me? Probably yes, I do. I don't know what that could be, but this is why I go to. It just happened again. It just happened again.
Did it?
The white mist just floated because see, this is what I mean. I'm not scared to go about this shit, man. Like coming from last week, like I wish I had something done, but as I just said, like I feel something around me. I don't know if you see it, Tom, but it was just like
a few times.
Yeah, it's just like a little white mist.
Oh wow.
That goes by the camera, but we're going off subject now.
We are. But
I just thought I'll drop that in.
Do you know what? Mention it next week when we're on air. It's your birthday, man. So you know what? You can take over. I'm going to leave all the content up to you.
Well, please don't. So next week, this is the show that I want to do. Okay, yeah. I want to do Let's Piss Off Casper week.
Okay.
That's what I want to do next week. And for all the people that are listening now, if you listen back on the rerun and you kind of like the idea of coming on deliberately trying to piss me off, then please do jump on. I'm hoping that we get quite a few people that want to try and
do it because it's easy.
Yeah, like ruffle my feathers. Like, please try ruffle my feathers.
Well, it will take.
And who knows? You might get a chalk and cheese Christmas present out of it.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap from us. Thank you very much, Tom. Thanks, Casper, as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like I said, catch us next week. We will we'll bring it like we do every week. So yeah, thank you everyone watching on Instagram. Thank you everyone watching on Facebook. Look, I'm going to sign out as I always do. Let DJ Casper take it over. See you, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, again. Next week, birthday celebrations. It's my birthday next week. So yeah, let's have not a bit of a party. I don't think a party is the right thing. Maybe we can have an after show party. Who knows? If people want to stick around and go on the Zoom, I know a decent DJ that can play some music. Whether he can still hear me or not, but maybe we can do something after the show. Who knows? Like it could be a Q&A or whatever you guys want to do. Or next week we can do a Q&A session with myself and Charcol. So it's your opportunity to literally ask us anything you want, which I think could be quite interesting as well. So yeah, until next week, guys, take care. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Stay safe because of this whole COVID situation. Please do wear a mask if you go out. I know they're a ball ache, but you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well. So until next time, guys, till next week, I will see you later and take care and be safe. Peace out.
Like and follow our Facebook page at The Chalk and Cheese Show.